On December 5, 2025, the Crimean Peninsula was shrouded in an uneasy calm. The streets were silent, the air tense, until, in a matter of moments, everything changed. Inside fortified bunkers, Russian air defense crews sat at their consoles, confident in the layers of protection surrounding them. They believed their fortress was impenetrable, their technology unmatched. But as they scanned their screens, they had no idea a storm was gathering just beyond their reach. Just after midnight, Ukraine launched a meticulously coordinated multi-wave drone assault. The sky above Crimea filled with the hum of engines as dozens of drones, each with a specific role, crossed into Russian-controlled airspace. There were decoys to draw fire, jammers to blind radars, and strike drones carrying deadly payloads. Working in perfect synchronization, these machines overwhelmed Russian defenses, exposing their vulnerabilities. The attack was swift, precise, and devastating. Explosions rocked the Black Sea Fleet's prized naval base, alarms blared, and chaos erupted as Russian personnel scrambled to respond. By dawn, the strategic balance in the Black Sea had shifted dramatically. The world awoke to images of smoldering wreckage and a humbled Russian military presence. Over $600 million in advanced Russian military hardware was destroyed in a single night. Nebo-M radar, stations, S-400 missile batteries, and Ka-52 attack helicopters lay in ruins. The operation was a masterclass in asymmetric warfare. Inexpensive, agile drones outmaneuvered and dismantled some of the world's most expensive and sophisticated defenses, rewriting the rules of modern conflict. Russia's sense of invulnerability was shattered overnight. Shocked soldiers surveyed the wreckage, realizing that their technological edge had been neutralized by innovation and daring. The message from Kiev was unmistakable. Nowhere in occupied Crimea is safe. Ukraine had demonstrated its reach and resolve, sending a warning that echoed far beyond the peninsula. The myth of the unbreakable fortress had fallen. The war had entered a new, unpredictable phase, one where technology, ingenuity, and determination would decide the outcome. The night Crimea went dark will be studied for years to come, a turning point in the conflict, and a lesson in the power of innovation on the modern battlefield. Russia's Crimean air defenses were designed to be impenetrable, anchored by the S-400 Triumph, yet Ukraine's drones slipped through, exploiting every weakness. First, they flew low, skimming the sea and hills, staying beneath radar detection. Large Russian radars missed them. By the time short-range systems saw them, it was too late. Next, electronic warfare drones jammed communications and flooded Russian screens with ghost targets. Russian operators, overwhelmed by false signals, lost track of the real threats. Then came the swarm, dozens of drones, saturating defenses. Cheap decoys drew fire, draining expensive interceptor missiles. Behind them, strike drones slipped through, targeting high-value assets. Ukraine didn't break the wall, they made it irrelevant. The result, Russia's billion-dollar shield was rendered useless by a fraction of the cost. Ukraine's strike was surgical, not random. Every move was calculated, each target chosen for maximum impact. This was not just an attack, but a carefully orchestrated operation designed to cripple Russia's ability to fight back. The first targets, Nebo-M and Kasta-2E2 radars, were the eyes of Russia's air defense network. These advanced systems provided early warning and tracking, making them critical for Russian military operations. Destroying them blinded the S-400 batteries, crippling Russia's ability to detect and respond to incoming threats. Suddenly, the skies above occupied territory became far more dangerous for Russian forces. Next, Ka-52 Alligator helicopters at Jankoy Air Base, key threats to Ukrainian ground forces, were destroyed on the ground. These attack helicopters had been a constant menace, but now they were reduced to smoldering wrecks. The message was clear: nowhere is safe, not even deep behind the lines. Russian troops realized that distance from the front offered no protection from Ukraine's reach. Finally, Ukrainian drones struck Russian patrol boats at Chornomorsky, eroding Russia's naval control. The Black Sea, once a secure zone for Russian operations, was now contested and dangerous. Each destroyed asset opened new opportunities for Ukraine's forces. With Russian defenses weakened, Ukrainian troops could advance with greater confidence and less resistance. The operation was a masterclass in targeting. Take out the sensors, then the strike assets. then the enforcers. This systematic approach left Russian commanders scrambling to adapt. Russia's ability to see, strike and control the region was gutted in hours. The speed and precision of the attack left Russian forces disoriented and vulnerable. The psychological impact was as severe as the material loss. Russian morale plummeted, while Ukrainian confidence soared. Ukraine's prioritization turned a single night's raid into a strategic disaster for Russia. The ripple effects would be felt for weeks, if not months, across the entire front. The fortress was left blind, deaf, and vulnerable. Russian defenses, once formidable, now stood exposed and ineffective. The hit list was a blueprint for dismantling a modern military machine. One precise strike at a time, Ukraine showed how to unravel an enemy's power from within. The operation began at 1 a.m. sharp, under the cover of darkness, as a wave of UJ-22 drones took to the skies. These were not just any drones, they were decoys and jammers, flying high and obvious, designed to draw attention and provoke a response from Russian defenses. Russian air defenses, on high alert, immediately took the bait. They unleashed a barrage of interceptors, expending valuable missiles on these cheap, expendable targets, believing they were stopping the main threat. At the same time, electronic warfare, drones, moved in, jamming communications and radar frequencies. This electronic assault sowed confusion and disrupted coordination among Russian units, blinding their sensors and scrambling their response. Amid the chaos, the real strike force, Beaver attack drones, slipped through. Flying low over the Black Sea, they hugged the water, masked by the electronic fog, invisible to most radars and undetected by the defenders above. By 2:15 a.m., the operation reached its critical phase. The attack drones split into 3 specialized groups, one assigned to take out radar installations, another targeting the heavily defended Jankoy Air Base, and a third group set its sights on the patrol boats docked at Chornomorsk, aiming to cripple Russia's naval presence. Each group navigated with precision, carefully avoiding known air defense pockets. Guided by real-time GPS and satellite intelligence, they maneuvered through the most dangerous airspace in Crimea. By 2:30 a.m., the first explosions erupted at radar sites, blinding Russian early warning systems and opening the door for the next wave of attacks. Just minutes later at Jankoy Air Base, K-52 attack helicopters were engulfed in flames, their destruction captured by security cameras and satellite imagery. At 2:45 a.m., the assault reached Chornomorsk. Explosions tore through the harbor and patrol boats burned and sank at their moorings, further weakening Russia's grip on the Black Sea. By 3 a.m., the drones had vanished into the night, leaving behind a trail of fire, destruction, and utter confusion across multiple strategic sites. Russian operators, stunned and disoriented, were left staring at blank monitors, the glow of burning wreckage reflected in their control room glass. In less than 2 hours, Ukraine had dismantled what was considered a fortress, shattering Russian confidence and exposing vulnerabilities. The precision, speed, and coordination of the attack left Russian commanders reeling, struggling to comprehend the scale of the losses. The night's events would haunt Russian command for months to come, forcing them to rethink their entire defensive strategy. By sunrise, the balance of power in the Black Sea had shifted. The world awoke to a new reality, one shaped by precision, innovation, and the element of surprise. Sunrise revealed the scale of Russia's disaster. The Nebo-M radar, worth $100 million, was gone, along with 2 Kosta-2E2s. 5 K-52 helicopters, each $16 million, were destroyed at Jankoy. S-400 batteries wasted millions in missiles on decoys. The total loss, $620 million in hardware and munitions, not counting infrastructure damage. Ukraine's cost, less than $5 million for the entire drone swarm. The cost-to-damage ratio was staggering, 124 to 1. But the real blow was strategic. The loss of irreplaceable radars left Crimea blind for months. Russia's ability to defend the peninsula was crippled, and replacements would be slow to arrive. The blind spot was not just financial, it was a gaping hole in Russia's war machine. The strike shattered Russian morale in Crimea. Soldiers who once felt safe now realized nowhere was secure. For Ukraine, the operation was a surge of hope and confidence, proof that innovation could outmatch brute force. Strategically, Russia was forced to rethink. Should it defend the front, Moscow, or Crimea? Pulling air defenses to Crimea weakens other fronts, creating new Ukrainian opportunities. The attack put Russia on the defensive, scrambling to react instead of dictating the war's tempo. Ukraine now had more freedom to strike, raid, and disrupt. The balance of power in the Black Sea had shifted overnight. The December 5th strike was more than a military loss, it was a psychological shock. Crimea, once the symbol of Russian power, was exposed as vulnerable. Images of burning assets shattered the myth of invincibility for Russians and the world. Inside Russia, blame and doubt spread, eroding trust in leadership. For Ukrainians, especially those under occupation, the attack was a beacon of hope. It proved the occupiers were not untouchable, fueling resistance and belief in liberation. The psychological blow was as damaging as the physical one. In modern war, morale is as vital as firepower, and Ukraine had just landed a decisive blow. The drone assault changed the future of Crimea. The question is no longer if Ukraine can strike, but how and when it will escalate. Russia's fortress is now a liability, expensive, exposed, and hard to defend. Moscow may try to reinforce with more short-range systems, but can't cover every target. Ukraine can keep producing cheap drones faster than Russia can replace defenses. The peninsula may soon be too risky for Russia to use as a rear base. Key assets will have to move to the mainland, effectively demilitarizing Crimea. The December 5th strike proved that clever strategy can topple brute force. The walls of the fortress are crumbling, and Russia is on the back foot. The Black Sea's future is uncertain, but Russia's dominance is no longer assured.